Welcome to Jess Williamson, the podcast, your go-to podcast for raw and inspiring messages from myself and other female entrepreneurs all around business and mindset. I am an award-winning business and mindset coach and serial entrepreneur, having scaled 5 successful businesses. I bring my unique and deep perspectives on helping you unleash your unique superpowers and build the life and business of your dreams. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, welcome to a fun new segment called Real Talk. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know I'm all for reality TV, and I actually think that it is a real hot girl habit or like a real ambitious woman habit to watch reality TV. It gets a really bad rap from people who don't get it, but I'm guessing you're here because you get it, and I love talking about this. I am just about to go and watch some myself, and it is 12 p.m. on a Thursday because why the hell not? But I wanted to bring this new fun segment to the podcast because usually I'm here talking about mindset, business, all of that fun stuff. But I think there is actually so much that we can learn, or so much that I personally actually learn or have unique perspectives on what is actually going on in these shows. And something I realized and recognized in myself was that pretty much in anything I do, if I'm learning something, if I'm observing someone that I look up to, if I'm watching reality TV, but I observe a whole layer deeper. I'm kind of like, cool, I know what you're saying. I know what's going on. I know the storyline here, but what is actually below that? What lessons can I take? How can I apply this to my life? And I want to share that with you because the things that go on in my brain are pretty out there sometimes, but I'm going to be dropping it all in here. So why not start with my favorite, the Kardashians? And their new season aired last week. So this episode is actually dropping a little bit late because I sat on the idea. I had it last week when I was watching, and I thought, there are some really cool things in here that I could share on my Instagram stories. I could share it on the podcast. So here we are, a week later. It took me a week, but just be ready because these episodes are going to be dropping pretty regularly. So keep an eye out every single Friday morning for the new episode. So let's talk about it. So in the last episode, we saw Khloe going through one hell of a time because she found out through the media that her partner Tristan had actually cheated on her, but worse than that, actually got someone else pregnant. And the fact that just a few days before this all leaked out into the media, they had just transferred an embryo into their surrogate to have another baby together. And the worst part was that Tristan knew about it. So putting the storyline aside, just that's for context in case you didn't watch it. But Khloe now had this traumatic time happening in her life, probably one of the biggest things. And I think she has been through the ringer. I actually love her so much, but she has been through the ringer over the years. And this is probably, I will say, probably one of the worst things that she's been through. And the one thing that I took from this was that she had the most supportive network around her family and her sisters. And this made me think about business because although the things that we go through in business maybe aren't to that extent or on that public scale, but it sometimes feels like our world is falling apart. And so I have always made sure throughout my business journey that I have had the most amazing support system around me. And I honestly don't think I would be here today if I didn't have the support of loved ones, of other women in business who just get it. And so From day one, I went out and I actually had no clue what I was doing. I had no experience in business, in manufacturing, in any of the things that I was doing. I also had no contacts in the industry. I knew nobody. I didn't even know anyone else that had a business. But what I did was I got out of my comfort zone, and I was the shyest introvert ever. And so I got out of my comfort zone, and I knew that even before I really knew it, I just had this instinct that I need to build my support system. I need to build my network. And so from day one, I went to networking events. From day one, I just reached out to randoms on the internet and set up a coffee with them. I even flew all the way over to Sydney and Melbourne to just literally have back-to-back coffee meetings and meeting all of the right people who had all of the right knowledge or experience or vibe or whatever it was that I knew that I needed around me. And so this is something that maybe you can start to think about is, who would you love to have more of in your life? Because I always had my partner and my parents, and they have always picked me up when I almost was about to give up, when I emptied my life savings. They bought me a few coins, if you've heard that podcast episode. But this has honestly been the key. And it's not just having those who are closest to you, but it is also having those who are in the same shoes as you that can truly empathize and feel what you're going through. And it's not that we need people to say, poor you, or let me fix it for you. But it's sometimes just having someone to hold that space and listen because they get it. So go out there, reach out to people that maybe you've admired for a while and let them know you admire them. Reach out to people that you would love to connect with. You love their vibe. You love consuming their content. Or maybe you've just heard about them and you're like, yeah, I would love to be friends with them. Because you never know. Just the other day, a girl actually reached out to me and she said, hey, Jess, we've followed each other for a while. We've seen what we're doing and we're at a similar level in business. How about we just become BFFs? And so she literally set up a calendar invite that said, Jess and Haley becoming BFFs. And how fun was that? And literally, I feel like after one chat, we literally were BFFs because she's now booking a trip to come to Perth and we're going to hang out when she comes. So it really doesn't have to be that complicated. But sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves around, what if they reject me? What if they say no or they think I'm weird? Be weird. If you want to reach out and be a friendly ass person and someone thinks you're weird for it, then that's okay. Keep being your weird ass friendly person. So that's it for today. That was my main takeaway, but I'm going to be back on here real soon because episode 2 airs today as I'm recording this. So I'm going to be back with more juice. This is the first time I am doing this. So if you have enjoyed this, honestly, please send me a DM. If you want to hear more of this, screenshot, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me, because otherwise I have no idea if this is something that you want to hear. So make sure you come and message me so that we can keep this segment going. I will see you on the next one. This is Real Talk by Jess Williamson on the Jess Williamson podcast.